Hello and welcome back to ZadCraft. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell is Tenochtitlan? And what are we building? Well, Tenochtitlan is the capital of the Aztecs. It's basically this massive city in the middle of a lake. So I started off today by making a map of Lake Texcoco, which is on World Painter, because I thought, well, it would be good if we had like the entire setting rather than just an island on its own. So after I'd finished that, I came into the world, which was pretty good for scale, I think. I was quite happy with it. And I started to build the first of the Causeways, which you can see right now. And I thought, well, let's use simple materials, because, well, simple looks good. And I used just a mixture of sandstone and cobblestone. To toy around with various designs, and once I'd made myself happy with what I was building, I decided to kind of duplicate it all along, but no world edit, anything like that, because they usually break and I can't use them. I don't know about anyone else, they're just really difficult to use. So I did it manually, which took a bit longer, but it does look better on camera, I think, to do it manually, and it feels better at the end as well. But after a little while, I figured, well, these people here, they're going to need a way to get through this causeway if they're on the water. So I built some buttresses along it to support a bridge, so that any boats or any fishermen, people like that, would be able to sail straight under without disrupting people walking along the causeway. So I built these buttresses, and I thought, well, it took a little while because it's quite an irregular shape to build from, and it didn't really fit with the design of the one cobblestone pillar every 3 blocks that I had before. So I had to toy around with that. After a little while, finished with the first one, I measured out a space between the two. I think it was about 10 blocks before I built the second. So that I could have an even number of blocks to support the whole bridge, and it would look a lot better, especially on the arch that I was going to build under it. So I tried to duplicate it as best I could, and as far as I'm aware, I think they're both identical. But as I said before, it was a pretty difficult shape to do, because it didn't fit with what I've been doing before. But finishing off the outline of the second one now, did the furnishing of the floor. Now I did the archways underneath and the cobblestone supports. And now I originally filled it with sandstone before, but then I changed it, as you saw, for the smooth sandstone, because the underside looks a lot nicer and neater. So I then came around, finished off the kind of railings, I suppose. Not really railings, so little fences, walls, that sort of thing. But then the lake just got deeper, so I now have to build the foundations under the lake, which takes a little bit longer, and it's a little bit more difficult. So the whole thing's a tiny bit slower. But I didn't want to just build over the lake and just leave the foundations out, because it just looks bad. So I built these foundations, and as the camera zooms out, you can see the causeway is getting well, it's actually quite close to the land. We're about halfway to the land I want it to come ashore at. Now, as you can see, we've got 2 headlands on either side of this little bay, and basically what I want to do is I want to split the causeway, so it goes so one part of it goes to one headland and the other one goes to the other. So I put this cobblestone marker in the lake, as you can see, to build up to, and that was going to be the dividing point, where one of the sections would go towards the headland behind the camera, and the other would go to the headland that we can see now. So I started off by building the little the foundations under the lake again, as you can see, which took quite a while, because it was about the same distance, the shore behind the camera, as it was from the island to the marker. But after I finished that, I came around and started building up with sandstone. the causeway. And of course this did take a while because it was a very long way. As you can see by the camera still panning out, we haven't reached shore yet. But then I came around over the side and filled in all the gaps with all the design, such as the pillars every 3 blocks. And I came around and did the railings or walls, fences, whatever you want to call them. And those led all the way to the shore. And then lit them up with torches. And then I just went on to the next bit. Now this section of the walkway was more difficult as it was diagonal, which meant that it was a bit tricky to get the design into the causeway. But I managed to do it using a weird thing with the stairs. So I had to have on either side the little stair pillars of cobblestone had to be facing different directions. But I'm pretty happy with the overall result, so I think it worked fine. Although it was a bit weird with the fence supports, but it looks good. I'm happy with it, so that'll do nicely. And coming over now to do the last touches to this causeway and add the little stairs to the end. And now we pan around the whole thing, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, so now we're on the island now, where the city's going to be, and we're just filling in the roads. And this is what's going to be the temple square, where we're going to have all the pyramids. It's going to look pretty good, I hope. And I think we'll probably do work on the Great Pyramid next episode. I think I'm looking forward to doing that. And in a couple of seconds, I'm going to put up a plan of the city to show you how it's going to look. So, that'll come up in just a minute. Right, so we're going to have the temple square here. We're going to have the palaces here, floating farms around the marshlands, and a residential area here. And I'm not really sure what to put in this area, but it could be anything really. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Let's build Tenochtitlan. I've been Azakius, and stay tuned for more. Be sure to like and subscribe, helps out a lot, and see you next time.